Being an NFL head coach takes a ton of work. You have to spend countless hours educating yourself in the game. It takes decades of coaching experience to land an NFL job. A lot of the time, a head coach's legacy can come down to one play call. Out of all the many decisions a coach has made in his life, he has sometimes made the worst decision at the worst time. I'm Daquan Young, and today we present the 10 most controversial play calls in NFL history. And a big shout out to the 13th Gamer for suggesting this video. Number 10, 4th and 2. Call Bill Belichick the greatest head coach all you want, but it's tough to imagine why on earth he thought this was a smart idea. The Pats led 34-28 with just over 2 minutes left, and they were at their own 28-yard line. Belichick goes for it on 4th and 2, and you know how the story goes.
Reggie Wayne!
Number 9, Greg Williams calls a blitz. The New Orleans Saints defense just had to stay conservative and safe, and they would have left Candlestick Park with an epic win over the San Francisco 49ers to reach the NFC Championship game. With Alex Smith backed up and running out of time, Saints defensive coordinator Greg Williams called a blitz to ice the game instead of playing his man back deep. It would cost the Saints their season.
Smith on 3rd and 3. He throws to the end zone, and the catch is made by...
Number 8, Falcons don't learn from the Seahawks. The Atlanta Falcons were one score away from winning their first ever Super Bowl over the New England Patriots. Up by 8, on the cusp of the red zone with 4 minutes left, Atlanta could have run the ball twice, forced the Patriots to use their final 2 timeouts, and be up by 11 with about 3.5 minutes left. Instead, the Falcons helped the Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Ryan is sacked. Holding. Number 70 offense. Replay 3rd down. Stumped up front defensively. Pass is incomplete.
All you had to do was run the ball, Kyle Shanahan. Number 7, miracle at the Meadowlands. The New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles faced off at Giants Stadium in an epic clash between two rivals. The Giants led 17-12 and just had to take a knee and they would have iced the game. For some reason, Giants head coach John McVay called for a running play to fullback Larry Zonka. Predictably, quarterback Joe Pisarcik fumbled the snap and Eagles corner Herman Edwards returned it for a touchdown. I feel like that's happened to me in a game of Madden before. What do you? Number 6, John Fox doesn't trust the Hall of Famer. The Denver Broncos faced the Baltimore Ravens in the 2012 AFC Divisional Round. The Broncos defense allowed Joe Flacco to toss a Hail Mary touchdown to Jacoby Jones with 31 seconds left. But hey, the Broncos had Peyton freaking Manning relax. With 2 timeouts and 31 seconds left, head coach John Fox chose to sit on the ball instead of trusting the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns to get his team in field goal range. And that would help the Ravens win the game in overtime and eventually Super Bowl 47. Speaking of head coaches not trusting their great quarterbacks, number 5, Dennis Green did it first. The 1998 Minnesota Vikings had a record-setting offense at the time as Randall Cunningham, Randy Moss, and Chris Carter propelled them to 556 regular season points, the most in league history at that point. The Vikings and Atlanta Falcons were tied in the 1998 NFC Championship game. Instead of having his explosive offense potentially set up kicker Gary Anderson for a game-winning field goal, Dennis Green played it safe. $1 million question, who won in overtime?
Morton Anderson.
Number 4, Bill Belichick hates his kicker. The New England Patriots faced the New York Giants in Super Bowl 42, hoping to become the first team to ever post a 19-0 record. The Patriots led 7-3 in the 3rd quarter, and kicker Steven Gostkowski could have been brought on to kick a field goal just under 50 yards. Instead, Belichick opted to have his team go for it on 4th and 13 against a stingy Giants defense. The play call was pretty bad. That cost them potentially 3 points. Fittingly, the Giants won the Super Bowl 17-14. Plaxico Burress' game-winning catch should have forced overtime instead of, well, being the game winner. Number 3, Mike Holmgren lets Terrell Davis score. The Denver Broncos and Green Bay Packers faced off in Super Bowl 32, a classic between icons John Elway and Brett Favre. With the game tied at 24 apiece and under 2 minutes left, Packers head coach Mike Holmgren instructed his defense to let Terrell Davis score. This plan was meant so that Brett Favre would have plenty of time to drive down the field and tie the game. The Packers had 2 timeouts and Davis scored on 2nd and goal. Holmgren thought it was first to go, however. If the Packers used their 2 timeouts to stop Davis, Green Bay would have only needed a field goal with around 90 seconds left.
Denver, if you're Green Bay calling an offensive play here, Denver has to be playing a zone.
Notice how the Packers were at the 35-yard line? That's field goal range. Number 2, Joe Gibbs' screen pass. The Washington Redskins faced the Los Angeles Raiders in Super Bowl 18. Washington opened up as a 3-point favorite, but trailed 14-3 as halftime. Looking for some momentum, head coach Joe Gibbs told Joe Theismann to try a screen pass from the Redskins' 12-yard line with 12 seconds left. You kind of see where this is going?
Washington, who had burned the Raiders in Week 5 on a screen pass.
Looks off to the left, he fires it off there, intercepted, Jack Scarlett!
That was basically the dagger as the Rams went on to win 38-9. Gibbs' failed play call ruined any momentum Washington could have had. Number 1, Pete Carroll. You knew this was coming. The Seattle Seahawks were in prime position to repeat as Super Bowl champions over the New England Patriots. All they had to do was trust power running back Marshawn Lynch to gain half a yard. And he had 3 chances to do it. What could possibly go wrong? You know, Pete Carroll is a great head coach, but he really made the worst decision of his remarkable career at the worst possible time. The Patriots are tough enough to beat, yet they somehow always find ways to make opponents beat themselves. What are some of the other most controversial play calls in history? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we truly appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.